Good morning, Spirit Whispers. It's been a while, yes? It's been a while. I believe in the last video I shared with you all that I was in the process of moving. Well, Bubby and I have done that. We have moved to our new forever home. We are settling in quite nicely, meeting a lot of the neighbors. Bobby's making new friends, and it's good. It's good. So it's been a minute since I've been up here, and that is why I had a lot of my stuff packed away. I had just a lot going on. And trust me, there were many times I wanted to pop up here and be like, "Hey," but and I've been fighting the urge the last few days to come up here because I wanted to get my house. I was trying to separate my time, and I wanted to get my house done before I came up here and did any videos. We are about 97% done. It just basically all it's left to do is go through a few items, store away a few items, and do a bit of organizing, and we'll be done. So as always, I have my fire going. That's my fridge you just heard kick on. We are not sitting in my boudoir. We are in my living area, my living room. And I don't have to worry about distractions or outside noise, and neither do you, because we don't have that. So I'm hoping that this first reading, that we're doing here is a good one. Bubby is next to me in his bed, sleeping. I'm looking at my phone. We've only been up maybe 20 minutes. But like I said, I've been pulled to do one of these. I was gonna come up. Bobby and I, we've been here for almost 2 weeks. This Thursday will be 2 weeks that we've been here. And during our move, during the unpacking, during the organizing, I've been pulled a lot to come up, and I've pushed aside, and I've told them in my mind's eye, I'm busy, let me get my house unpacked, and then I will be up here. And so that is why we're here, because again, I think I explained this in layman's terms to you guys. When I'm being pulled, it's a thought that I'm having, which is not my own, and it's telling me to come up. I'm being pulled to come up and being asked to come up, and it doesn't go away until I do it. So sometimes I can get it to stand aside and let me do what I need to do, and focus on what it is I need to get done for myself, and then come up. And that's basically what I've had to do this almost longer than 2 weeks, because I don't even remember when was the last time I was up here. I don't remember. It's been a minute. So, but with that being said, I'm rambling on. I hope you all are doing very well as well. I hope that you've had some exciting life adventures these past few weeks, these past few months, this past year. And I hope that we'll have a good reading today. I'm not really focused on just one person. However, I would like to visit the Nancy Guthrie case this morning. Again, I'm not focusing my energy on just one person, but there's really not been anything about her. If you guys have heard anything, let me know, please. I'm sure each state is different on who's sharing what and what is being talked about. I find a lot of my information on television and YouTube both. And I haven't heard anything on TV, and it's very little on YouTube. And when you do hear about it on YouTube, the one question that is asked of these detectives or agents or experts is this case going cold? And the answer is always the same: no. I feel that it is. You know, I am no FBI agent, I'm no LPD, but I know what I feel. And I feel that it is going cold because, I mean, there's only so much that you can bring up and talk about. I get that, especially if there's nothing new that is being generated or that is being shared. And I said this not too long ago, that eventually experts are going to be used up. In other words, you're going to run out of experts. You're not going to have anybody else to talk to, and then what, we stop talking? No. If you have to come up and talk all by your lonesome, that's what you do. As long as we keep talking about her and creating content about her and sharing it with the world, it's never going to go cold. But the minute we stop talking, the minute we stop sharing, then that's when it's going to go cold, because that's what happens to cold cases. Nobody talks about them. Nobody is sharing about them. No one is bringing new information or new tips about it. I'm quite sad. I will say, I didn't want to be right about this one. I wanted to be wrong in so many ways. I wanted Nancy to be brought home safe. I wanted Nancy to walk through her door, and I do have one question though. I don't think a lot, unless she no longer had the dog. Didn't Nancy have a dog? I could have sworn she did, unless the dog has passed away and she no longer had the dog. But I thought she had, I believe it was like a black poodle. My question is, and that's the one thing I want to talk about. In fact, we're going to use the SPI, and we'll talk to Nancy about it. Because there were some photos with her with a dog, and so I thought she had a dog, but I could be wrong, or maybe she did before and the dog had passed away since. But that's something that I don't know if it's been looked into, if it's been brought up, if it's been discussed. I don't know. Again, the FBI has a lot that they're not telling us, and by every right means, they have that right not to share every little detail, because unfortunately you're not able to do that, because let's face it, today's world is a different type of world than it was 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 45 years ago. It's a huge different world. And I remember when I was young, anytime there was a bad guy, it was on the news. They were showing his face on the news every evening. They were talking about him, and they didn't stop talking about him until he was caught. Nowadays, it's like social media hypes it up, and it's on every single app in the world that you can think of for a month. And it's that month burnout. And once those 30 days are up, we're done talking, we move on to the next. But that's not how life is. And you have to keep bringing life to it. You have to keep breathing life into it, because if you don't, it does go cold. And I feel like that is where we're at with Nancy Guthrie. And I don't want that to happen to her. She deserves to be brought home, and her family deserves to have her, and they deserve to put her at rest the right way, and they deserve to mourn their mother the right way. And you know, it saddens my soul. It breaks my heart that we have not found her yet. And like I said, I had made the comment once before, if it was my mother, I would be out there every single day combing that desert until I found her. I just would. And I'm not, by no means am I poo-pooing on the Guthrie children. I don't know if they've been out there doing it or not. I'm just telling you my personal opinion and what I would personally do. So we're going to use the SPI, and we're gonna be talking to Nancy and hopefully get some more answers to so many questions that are still left unasked and unanswered. I do have a little piece of it's my soothing. I found it. It was packed away deep somewhere, but I found it, so I have my protection. This is my home. I am protecting my home, so you know how we start these out. Whether it is Spirit Box, whether it's SPI, we will always start our videos out the same way, okay? You should be able to hear me with no problem. I had somebody in the comments a while back say they can't even hear me. Turn up your volume, put in your earbuds. I don't yell, and I'm not gonna scream. I talk at a whisper throughout my videos. I did actually purchase a mic, but if we're in my home and it's like, you know, we should be fine. Okay, so I don't know why I'm so nervous. It's like weird. Okay. I'm just gonna get set up here, get ready. Again, disclaimer, it's just nicotine. That's it. I might have to put in a new cartridge. Okay. So like I said, we're gonna use the SPI. I gotta take a picture of Bubby first. Hold on. It's cute. Okay. Alrighty. So again, we're not gonna turn this volume all the way up. I am gonna leave it up a little bit. Now that Bubby and I are in our own home, I don't have to worry about being up here so early and waking up other people or being disrupted by other people. So I am gonna keep the volume up a little bit. And again, we're going to use the SPI. Okay, so in case you all forgot what that looks like, it's Rachia SPI. That is the one that we're using. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that, and it is loading up. For you that maybe have just started watching and hanging out with us, the SPI is it's almost like texting back and forth with the spirits. It's more one-on-one. It's more direct, I feel like. I have liked it so far. I will say this though, and I don't know, I will go back and check, but I still have not found it. The last session we did with Nancy, for some reason, was not saved. On here it has, and they've rearranged it, but on here it has a little filing folder. Every session, the text message itself is saved in that filing folder. And when I went back, because I will often share the session with you guys in the community tab, and when I went back to save it onto my phone so I could save it in our community, in the community, I couldn't find it. It was not there. I don't know if I closed it down too soon, or I don't know, but for some reason it just did not save. I will go back and look again. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there was a glitch or something and for some reason, but anyway, this is and I fully believe in these. A lot of people don't believe in these apps, and that's it's perfectly fine. That's your opinion, that's your whatever. I believe in them. I fully heartedly believe that they work because I've had too many quiddinkiddinks for me to believe otherwise. So how this one works, it's not the spirit talker where you just turn it on and it will generate conversation. This one is a little different. So I'm going to show you because I don't want people thinking, oh, there's a way, and you never see me text or you never see me writing anything. I show you everything that comes through. I try to be as clairvoyant as possible. But so there is our filing folder. There is the settings, okay? And then there's the microphone. There is nowhere on here that I can text or type or whatever. And when I ask a question, with my thumb, I hold down the microphone, I ask the question, it will generate the question on the phone like it does when you're texting, and then it listens, and then it, if there is an answer, it will give you its answer. If there is no answer, it will let you know, no answer. I can't remember how it says, but there no answer found or something like that. But I like the SPI. We've used it quite a few times in our last, I try to alternate between, but I think we introduced the SPI. I think we've only used it a handful of times, so it's not like we come up here every single day. I come up here when I'm being pulled to come up. There have been a couple sessions where I've come up because I wanted to come up, and I found that it was harder for me to connect with the spirits that way. So I don't force it. I'm not a scheduled channel where I will be bringing you content every single day or whatever. I come up when I'm being pulled to come up, and so I have been being tugged at the last few days. Prior to the move, I was being pulled to come up, but I'm like, I've already packed everything away. We've got to get this move going. And I will say, while I'm unpacking my house, I'm being pulled to come up and do one. And I had to shush them. I had to be like, look, I have to get my life together. Because it's really important for a psychic empath to have their life in order and try not to be around toxic or chaotic environments, because it really does stress out us, as that stresses anybody out. But being an empath, it's so if you don't know what an empath is, please look it up, please read it. If you don't know what a psychic empath is, please, I invite you. I have shared some information here in the community. The community is open to you all. You are all more than welcome to go over there and take a gander and ask questions and share your thoughts, share your ideas, share experiences that you've had. So this isn't just a one-way street where I come up and I share my gift with you. I want you to be involved in our community and all that good stuff. So okay, so before we get this started, my fingers are very swollen this morning. Okay, so I am protected. I also have my soothing stone as well. It's very good for my anxiety. Okay, so before we get this started, we are going to create that safe space. My home is safe space. My home is a non-toxic environment. There's no toxicity allowed in my house. So, and that goes for the spirits too. So before we get started, I just want to say good morning, spirits. I've missed you. I know you've all had a lot to say. And I promise that you will have your turn. But there's still a few things that I would like to talk to Miss Guthrie about. So please, please, please let her come forward. Please let her answer as many questions as she possibly can. I do have my window open. It's beautiful. It's been warm the last few days, so you may hear the birds chirping. But okay, so the only thing that is allowed in here, in my home, in my space, in Bubby's space, is love, light, peace, and happiness. There is no ugly allowed here. There is no evil. There is no toxicity. There is no negativity. None of that garbage is allowed here. The only thing allowed here is good, love, light. Okay? I ask that family and friends please remain back. Please give the floor to the spirits. Please, spirits, I ask that you give the floor to Miss Nancy Guthrie, and let us get some more answers if we possibly can. Okay? I ask that you be nice. If you are not nice, you will be asked to leave. You will be asked to leave. Only love, light, positive, good energy is allowed. Okay? With that being said, we're going to get it started. So to get it started, we're going to, this is, okay. All right, so we don't have to do anything else. I know the last time I used this, I had to do something to get the app started, but they've really rearranged this a little bit. Okay, so we got the fire going. And if you are new to the channel, I always have the fire app going on my television. It is a soothing tool for me. It is also a tool that I use to focus when I'm feeling blocked or when I'm feeling like I can't get through. So, but I have a lot of questions. I think where we left off at, we were discussing with Nancy the vehicle, because I had been shown a vehicle earlier on, but I wasn't shown the whole vehicle. It was kind of like a vehicle in passing in my peripheral. And so the last conversation we had was more intense, was more of an in-depth conversation. Must be the wind blowing. I think I'm being asked to talk about her location. So it's kind of taking me back to where we left off. Was her location, was the vehicle. Okay. First of all, I'm going to say good morning to the spirits. Good morning, spirits. Long time no chit chat. I've missed you. I hope you are doing well. I'm sorry that I wasn't available to you sooner, but we are here now, and we are going to have a nice conversation. So, and it's listening. And I want you guys to see where this white bar is. That is not a bar where you can text in. If you look at it closely, it says close session. And that is when we are all done with our conversation. That is what I close. That is what I tap. Silence. It silenced me. That is what I tap to close out the session. Okay. Spirits, you will not silence me in my home. You will not be rude. You'll be nice. We will have a nice conversation this morning. Is that understood? Right off the bat, you know, they got snarky the last time. Right off the bat, snarkiness. I'm not dealing with snarkiness. Not gonna deal with it. So it is listening to what I just said. I feel like when I say, I don't know who that is that silenced me, but they better be nice. That's all I got to say. You need to be nice. And it's listening, so maybe we'll get a nice answer this time. I said good morning. I was being nice and everything. Understood. Well, thank you. I hope you guys can hear that. I have turned it up a little bit. You guys need to calm down. It's like I'm in a conference room and everybody is talking at once because it's been a while. And I think too, they want to talk, they want to come forward, and it's understandable. I'm trying to let that happen, but I'm also trying to get more answers because I have questions. I have more questions about Nancy. So I'm just going to go ahead and, again, when you ask the question, you're going to hold down the microphone, and that is that circle that's pulsating in the middle there. You hold it down. So I'm going to go ahead and call out for Nancy. Nancy Guthrie, are you here with me, dear? It's so peaceful. The birds are singing. And I forgot to give you guys the time, but it was a few minutes after 4 o'clock when we came up. It's just so peaceful, so serene where we are now. Bubby and I are very happy. We're settling in nicely, so maybe, oh, here we go again. Okay. Goodness gracious. So that's what I got. All right. I don't know who is answering for Nancy Guthrie, but first let me say thank you. But I need Nancy to come forward. I need Nancy to talk with us this morning. Spirits, I promise you, I will give you time. You will have your time, I promise. But please, 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 allow Nancy to come forward. And what I like about this one too is you can stroll back up. And just kind of go, it's like a text, like texting with an old friend. You know, you can scroll back up to your conversation, and I like that because, again, CRPS brain, sometimes I forget what I asked. And so this gives me the opportunity to scroll back up and be like, okay, yes, that's what we were asking, and I can go from there with the conversation. Hidden. Huh. It just said hidden. Hidden. Spirits, who is it that is hidden? And why is Nancy hiding? We've never gotten that before. That was new. Hidden. Okay, so again, this is why I love to. Because my question was fear. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious, love. It just said fear. Nancy, honey, you don't have to be afraid. You no longer have to be afraid of anybody or anything. Nancy, please come talk to us. We have a few more questions, and we want to find you and bring you home to your family. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Hear the birds. Again, silence. Okay, so there is one little piece of information I did not share with you all. Within the community I live in, across the way is a very large cemetery. So it could very well be that I am getting a lot of and there it goes. We're not doing that. Stop it. It could be that we have somebody. So I'm going to ask, who is it that is saying silence? Who is it that is trying to hush our conversation? I keep seeing an elderly man. I've never seen his face before, but I keep seeing an elderly man. He. Okay. Well, I'm not sure who he is unless you are referencing to who I am seeing right now. You need to share, if you can, his name, and I'm going to ask that he please step aside and allow Nancy Guthrie to come forward, please. I keep seeing an elderly gentleman, tall, slim, all silver. He still has a head full of hair, but all silver. Silver and gray, slim, slender, tall. Refuses. It just said refuses. They are being stubborn this morning. Okay. Nancy, dear, I need you to use all of your strength. You are strong. And I need you to use that strength to come forward and speak with us this morning, please. We have questions that we want to ask, and your family deserves to know those answers. They deserve to be able to find you. They deserve to have you home. So Nancy, I'm asking you to please come forward, please. I did not take my conversation. Why didn't I take my okay. There it is. It's listening. That was weird. All right, we're gonna re-ask that because I don't know, for some reason at the bottom I said I didn't know why it didn't take my cup. Okay, that's not what I meant. The spirits know what I meant, but we're gonna ask it again, and it is listening to what I just asked it, but we're gonna ask it again. Nancy, dear, I need you to use your power, use your strength, use your energy to come forward and speak with us this morning. Okay, there we go. So we'll see. It is being very stubborn. They are not letting her come forward, and I don't know why. Maybe it is, like I said, because every time I have come up here, the last few conversations have been about Nancy. Okay, the first one said trapped. Okay. So the first one was said, I need you to use all of your strength. You are strong. I need you to use this strength to come forward. It said trapped. So that was the first. Okay, and then weak. Okay, so I figured, okay. Nancy, you can use some of the energy from the devices. Find that strength, find that inner strength, love, and come forward, please. And you know, this is, again, guys, and I believe this full-heartedly. Oh, where did my stone go? I believe this full-heartedly with everything in me that fading. I just lost my stone. Oh, there it is. Okay. It said fading. I believe with everything in me that in order for spirits to come forward, they need energy. And energy is what gives them that strength to come forward and to be able to speak to us and to share their story and whatever else. And where did it go? There it is. I fully believe that they need energy, and I also believe that because Nancy's story is not being told, it's not being shared, she doesn't have that energy. It's worrying to me because I don't want this to go cold. Okay. Nancy, please find it. Please find that energy. Nancy, I don't want you to be forgotten. There's so many others that don't want you to be forgotten. So please look into your inner self and find that strength to come forward. Please, Nancy. I need to speak with Nancy Guthrie. Please give her the forefront. Please let her come forward and give her the will to speak. Okay. So here we go. We'll see. There is something though I do want to. If we can't get in, if we can't reach Nancy, there is another topic that I would like to talk about as well. So it is listening. Hopefully Nancy can come. Struggling. Oh Lord. Okay, well she's trying. She's trying. Nancy, that's okay, dear. You take your time. I don't want you to feel rushed. Take your time. Find the inner strength. But there's something else that I want to talk about. And some of you may think it's a silly little topic, but I'm going to come up here this evening and talk about that topic. I know I don't usually come up during the evening time. I'll come up in the early morning because I get up early. But tonight I am going to, this will be a first time coming up here in the evening. But there's just this fun little topic that I wanted to do. I think it'd be fun. I don't know why my phone wants to close out of the app so soon. But it is listening. She said, thank you. You're welcome, dear. You're welcome. Okay, so Nancy, I had asked you a question about your location, where they took you and where they were keeping you. Is the answer to the same to that question, or have they moved you since the last time I asked you where they were keeping you? Just listening to my question. And I am trying to focus some of my energy on Nancy. I think when I'm focusing on the spirit moved. Okay. Thank you so much, Nancy. My question was, Nancy, I had asked you a question about your location, where they took you and where they were keeping you. Is the answer the same to that question, or have they moved you since the last time I asked where they were keeping you? And she said moved. Thank you, Nancy. You're doing so good, dear. You're doing so good. I feel like too, when I focus my energy on a spirit that I'm trying to reach out to, I feel like that also helps them come forward a little bit as well, because I am focusing my energy, and that is enabling them to use some of my energy, not all, but some, to come forward. Okay. Nancy, do you know where they moved you to? No. Okay. Okay, dear, you're doing so well. Nancy, the location they moved you to, is there a way that you could possibly describe what the location looks like? Is my fridge kicking on? Right now I can see her smiling face. I know that sounds weird considering, but I see her face in the distance, and it's dark. Okay, you are doing so good, Nancy. Thank you. I see her face, and she has this beautiful smile. Okay, it's dark. Okay. Nancy, by any chance, Is there any type of landmark that you could share that may be around you or where you are located? Sorry that I look like a hot mess right now, but I've been unpacking my house. I just see her smiling face right now. My heart goes out to the Guthrie family. You know, I've shared with you before, both of my parents are gone. And I know what it's like to lose a parent. But to lose a parent in such a way, I know how hard it was for me, and I mourn. Tower. Okay, tower. Tower. Okay. Nancy, do you know the location of the tower? Meaning, is the tower still close to your home, or is it further away from where they originally had you? You know, to lose a parent, it's very hard. And in the manner that I lost my parents, it was very hard. But to lose a parent in such a tragic way, I have to say that Savannah is showing great strength in all of this, and it's just, it's so hard to comprehend. Far. Okay, you're doing so good, dear. Thank you. Far, so it's far from her home. Okay. Nancy, thank you. You are doing so good. Is the tower near cactus or mountains, or possibly water? I don't know. I don't know. I've never been to Arizona. I have a cousin that lives in Phoenix, Arizona, but I've never been there. I know it's a lot of desert. I know that they have systems where, what do they call them? I can't remember now what they call them. But they're like water. Okay. Okay, so it's near water. Okay, you're doing so good, Nancy. Thank you so much, dear. Nancy, do you happen to know how long ago they moved you? Okay, so this is what I'm thinking, guys. This is what I'm being pulled to think. I feel like years. Okay. I think she's confused because it hasn't been years. Am I still speaking with Nancy Guthrie? I asked her how long ago did they move her, and she said years. It hasn't quite been a year yet, so that's confusing me. No, I figured. Okay. Okay, I need Nancy to come forward, please. Let her tell her story. I have questions I need to ask her. Okay, so I asked if I was still speaking with Nancy Guthrie, and they said no. So I kind of figured. That's what I thought. You being sneaky. Don't be sneaky. You will have an opportunity to speak. I promise you. I didn't tell them it was open floor. I told them that I had questions for Nancy and they needed her to come forward. So I believe we were speaking with Nancy, but somebody snuck in there. They're being sneaky. You don't need to be sneaky. You will have your turn, I promise. So right now, impossible. Okay, maybe it's impossible for her to come forward. Okay. Nancy, I just want to say thank you for coming forward and answering a few questions. And I also would like to know, who is it that I'm speaking with? Does the spirit have a name? Guys, I fear that this is going to go cold. I fear that Nancy has not been given the energy to come forward, and maybe we won't have any more answers. Oh, geez. Okay. I asked for a name, and they're not going to give me a name. They're being stubborn. No. Okay, well, you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be rude. Maybe you won't answer because it's out of fear, but I promise you, you don't have to be afraid. I am not here to upset or to be disrespectful or to harm in any way. I am simply here sharing a gift that I was born with. And during my moving, I've been pulled to come up here the last few days. So if you want to speak with us, that's great. I appreciate your conversation, but you need to be polite about your answers. I'm still seeing that gentleman that I mentioned a little bit ago. He may be the one that's trying to come forward and speak with us. He told me silence. Rude. Okay, I'm going to close this floor off if you cannot be nice. I know I'm new to the neighborhood. I'm the new kid on the block, but I promise you I'm not new to doing this. And I will not tolerate rudeness. I will not tolerate disrespect from the physical world, and I will not tolerate it from the spiritual world as well. So if you want to speak, you can be nice about it.
Understood.
Thank you. We can share your story, we can be friends, and we can have a nice conversation, but I will not tolerate rudeness. Okay, so I do believe Nancy came through, and I do believe that she is weak, like she said, and I do understand that if the spirits are not given the energy they need, it makes it harder for them to come forward and share their story. Spirits, is there anybody here this morning with us that knows of Nancy Guthrie? Is she with you? Is she around you? Can you see her? just seeing her smiling face. Yes, okay. I thought so because I see this tall. No, I don't know. I don't want to say it out loud, but I just got a thought. But I keep seeing Nancy's face and she's smiling, and then I keep seeing that tall gentleman. They are the only two I'm seeing right now. Spirits, this tall gentleman that I keep seeing in my mind's eye, is he in relation somehow to Nancy Guthrie? But they are the only two I'm seeing, and usually when I'm up here, like I've explained to you guys before, it's like I just see, like, you know, a whole group of spirits just kind of like, you know, all standing there waiting for their turn because they all have so much to say. But for some reason this morning, I'm only seeing two that are coming to me very clearly. I see Nancy smiling, and that tall gentleman with the silver and gray hair. He's very tall. He's slender. If he was the first one to come forward, because I kept saying I see a gentleman, I feel a male presence. I'm not feeling, no, okay, thank you. I'm not feeling a female energy right now. It's definitely an older gentleman. Okay, so okay, question. That gentleman that I keep seeing, is he still here? Because he's just kind of standing there, you know, kind of like waiting very patiently, but he's just kind of standing there waiting. But they are the only two faces that I'm seeing at the moment, and I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to make of that because it's never happened before. He was the first one to reach out and grab my attention. Even before it said he, I could kind of feel a male presence, a male energy. But he's an older gentleman. I'm not seeing like clear facial features, but I kind of, yes. Okay, thank you. He's very strong. He's very like forefront. And then I kind of see Nancy to the side. So like I said, right now, okay, this older gentleman that is here with us this morning, may I have a name, please? I like to have a name. I like to know who I'm speaking with. And he may have been the one, and I feel like he was the one that was speaking for Nancy, for her behalf, about feeling weak and fear and that. So, but yeah, I've never had that before. Usually it's just, like I said, a stage of people that are just all wanting my attention all at one time. It could be too that, you know, I haven't been up here, I haven't opened a conversation. Hidden. Okay, I'm a little confused. Is he hidden, or do you mean he doesn't want to share his name? Hidden. Okay. He's not hit both. Okay. He's not hidden because I can see him. the gentleman that I'm seeing, you don't have to be fearful of me. You don't have to hide your name. I'm not here to cause any harm. I'm not here to show any type of disrespect. I was born with a gift, and I just want to have a conversation. That is all we're doing, just having a morning conversation. So I invite you to share your name with me, with us. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to hide. But again, it's very odd. I don't understand why. And I too, guys, I believe very strongly that, the last session we had was in the city. I was in the city where it's very loud, where it's very, very busy. And I feel like depending on your location is going to depend on your activity or lack of. I feel too that, I'm in a rural area, not a rural area, but I'm in the country. It's more of a rural area. I'm not in the city. He silenced me again, or someone did. Okay, does he not want to speak? Because this is the third time that we've been silenced. If he doesn't want to speak, I ask that he step back and allow others. I am going to open the floor, and I allow others to come forward and just have a morning conversation with us. It is very, very, it's being, I don't know, maybe it's because of the surrounding, like it's a new environment. There could be a lot of different reasons why. It's just, I don't know. I'm confused. Lingering. Okay. So I just said, if he does not want to speak, no. So he doesn't want to come forward. He's just kind of lingering. Okay, so let me clarify this. Okay, spirits. So the gentleman that I am seeing, if I'm correct in my thinking, he doesn't want to speak. He just kind of wants to hang out and see what we're all about. And that's fine. That's fine. Just because I'm seeing them, that doesn't mean they have to speak. And again, he doesn't know me. I've never seen him before. So maybe he's just kind of lingering, like it said, to find out what I'm about, to find out what my intentions are. Because there are people that hunt, and I am not a hunter. I am correct. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. So let me set your mind at ease. I am not a hunter. I am not here to get rid of. I am not here to harm. I am not here to disrespect. I am here to do the total opposite. So that is fine. You don't know me, and I understand that not all spirits are forthcoming. They want to kind of, okay, what is this? What is this person about? What are their intentions? Because let's face it, there are a lot of people out there that do not have the intent of just wanting to learn and understand and have a conversation. And there are a lot, and again, there are a lot of them out there that do. But okay, so there's a question that I've had on my mind. I said I was going to talk about this evening, but we're already over our hour mark. But I want to talk a little bit about it right now. And maybe there is a spirit out there that can help me with this question. Now, as I have shared with you guys before, I was born with a gift, but I also enjoy watching others. And there are quite a few paranormal investigating channels that I watch. One of them is called Twin Paranormal. And every other Sunday, they share a video of where they've been and what area they've investigated. And I was watching this past Sunday, and they went to an area. Oh God, I can't remember now where they were at, but they had a medium, and sometimes they'll bring in somebody that has a gift just to kind of share with them the background on the place that they're at. And she had mentioned how Ryan and River have more abilities than they believe they have, meaning they are more sensitive. And twins often are very in tune with the spiritual world. It's always, as far back as I can remember, has always been a topic that with twins, they are very in tune with the spiritual world. Let's face it, twins themselves, it's a very rare occurrence. Some families have twins that run in the family, some do not. It's not something that happens all the time. And so for there to be twins, that's a very rare occurrence. And twins are very in tune with the spiritual world. I've said this from the very beginning of watching them. When I started watching them, I knew right away. I wasn't quite sure about River. Okay, I know River has some sort of ability. I just don't know what it is yet. Ryan, on the other hand, is very in tune. He has a very strong connection. However, neither one of them believe they do, and they don't feel that they have any type of special ability. However, I believe that Ryan is very in tune. I believe that he is a sensitive. Sensitives can draw the attention of spirits. They have the ability to sense, and hence the word sensitive. So they're very sensitive. They're very in tune to the spiritual world. Spirits are drawn to people that way. I am a sensitive. I'm a psychic empath. And I've never felt alone. Okay. And I did share before with you all how when I was younger, it scared me because I didn't understand it. And I was always afraid of the dark. I was always afraid. I never felt, even when I was alone, I never felt alone. I always felt like there was people there. And there are moments where I feel like that even till this day. And I acknowledge the feeling. And when you are, well, I don't want to make this intro too long about this topic, but I want to ask a question, and I want to get some clarity because, like I said, River has some sort of ability. I don't know what it is yet, but when I am listening to Ryan, when I'm watching Ryan, I feel a very strong connection to him, meaning I feel his abilities very strong. They are very strong abilities. So I'm going to ask, I'm going to open the floor to this question. So if there are any spirits that know of whom I was just speaking with, they are called Twin Paranormal, and their names are Ryan and River. They are located in Las Vegas, and I've always felt that Ryan has had a very strong ability to the spiritual world. Is that thinking correct? So I was listening to my question. You know, if there is a spirit that has come across, spirits don't just stay in one location, okay? The further away from their location, they could be weaker, their energy could be less. And I've often said this, you don't necessarily need to be in a location to connect. But however, if you are, obviously the energy is going to be stronger than it would be if you weren't. But that doesn't mean that you still can't connect with them. So we could have a spirit here that knows of Ryan. I don't know their last name. They don't give that away for obvious reasons. Yes? Okay, thank you. My question was, and hopefully you can hear this, I do have it turned up a little bit. My question was, I'm going to open the floor to this question. I'm going to open the floor to this question. So if there are any spirits that know of whom I'm speaking with, they are called Twin Paranormal. Their names are Ryan and River. They are located in Las Vegas. I've always felt that Ryan has had a very strong ability to the spiritual world. Is that thinking correct? And it said yes. I knew it. I don't know if maybe he just doesn't. And this, again, you know, there are others out there that don't understand it. So like myself, when I was younger, it scared me and I pushed it away, and I didn't acknowledge it. Even though they acknowledged me as often as it possibly could, I was afraid. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to control it. I didn't, I wasn't until I was in my 20s when I was like, no, like if you're going to be part of my life, I'm going to be in control. You are not going to scare me anymore. You are not going to frighten me. You are not going to take control. And sometimes they will act out loudly, not in a bad way, but in a way to get your attention, because maybe there's something that they really need to get out. They really need to get to talk about. And, if you are the only beacon to their voice, they're going to do what they can to get your attention. So, okay. Could you possibly share with me the gift that Ryan holds? I feel that Ryan is somewhat of an empath, but I also feel that he is a very strong sensitive. Could you please share with me what it is that he holds within the ability era, if that makes sense? They might know what I'm talking about. I was trying to, it's so hard to put it in words sometimes. And this is the thing too. When they do their premieres every other Sunday, they'll do a live right before the premiere. And so during the premiere, there was a gal there who was talking about the fact that the twins do have, but Ryan is very strong. And I think the reason why Ryan's abilities come across, I can pick up on vibes through camera. I don't need to be with you. And I think the reason why Ryan's coming across so much stronger than River is because he's always at the forefront of their investigations, meaning he is the one that is empath. I knew it. Thank you. Thank you. I always said that he had some sort of empath, sensitive, medium. Empath, okay, that makes so much sense now. And this is the thing too. Empaths, I think we are divided. There's a sensitive, there's psychics, there's empath, and then you have your psychic empath and your psychic mediums. And I feel like we all are drawn to each other, and we know if you are or not. I want to ask a question because I've always been curious to know this, and maybe my spiritual guide can share this with me. I don't usually allow it to get personal, but for me, this is a question about me. If you could answer this for me, I would be so appreciative and so grateful. So I'm reaching out to my spiritual guide or my spirits that have been with me for a long, long time. Is it possible that you could let me know something about myself? And the question I have is, what age did I start knowing that there was always somebody or someone's with me? I want to say I was a toddler. I'm 7. Oh wow. Okay. It gave me a number 7. I mean that makes sense because okay. I'm gonna ask another question about myself, and then we're gonna go to the spirits because I don't like to involve personal stuff in these. Are my spirit guides always with me? Is listening. So the question beforehand, I asked them how old. I asked them what age, and they said 7. And it kind of makes sense because I remember when I was younger having nightmares. I always had a lot of nightmares when I was younger, but I particularly remember as I was getting older is when I always felt like there was always somebody with me. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, Spirit Guides, for always being with me. Thank you so much. I don't know though if my Spirit Guides is male or female. I don't ever feel like when I'm talking about when I'm reaching out, I can feel male energy or female energy, and that kind of guides me in what direction to go. But when I'm reaching out to my spiritual guides, I don't feel male or female energy. So I'm curious, and I don't know if they'll let me know or not. And maybe I'm not supposed to know. Maybe that's why I don't feel male or female energy. But spiritual guides, I just have a question. I'm curious. Are my spiritual guides male or female energy? And then we're going to get back onto our questions for our spirits. I want to go back to Ryan. Like I said, we can always tell, like, our energy, both. Oh, okay, maybe that's why I don't ever distinguish. Okay, thank you. So let's get back to Ryan. Spirits, I want to get back to the conversation of Ryan and River. Which of the two have the stronger abilities? I'm going to say Ryan because I feel the stronger connection with him. Again, empath connect, there's that connection. River does have something, but don't feel it. I don't feel it as strongly from him as I do from Ryan. I'm going to say Ryan, but I could be wrong. And both of them will tell you I don't have abilities. I'm just a person. Ryan. That's what I thought. Thank you. Okay. Yep. That's what I thought. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Spirits, is that older gentleman that I seen earlier still here with me? I feel that he's still here. I don't feel his energy. I just see him. And it could be because he's being standoffish. He's there, but he hasn't come forward to share his story or introduce himself because he's just trying to figure out who I am. And, you know, I'm the new kid on the block. So, yes. Okay. Thank you. Is the older gentleman ready to share his name with us or his story with us? No. Okay, and that's okay. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. When he's ready, he is more than welcome. That's absolutely fine. Nancy's still here. I see her face still. I see her, like before he was in the forefront, she was kind of behind him. She's more in the forefront, and he's kind of behind her a little bit now. So he's still here, but he's like, okay, I'm just going to hang out here and see what this gal's all about. And that's perfectly fine. No rush. No rush at all. Okay, we're going to be ending our session soon, but I do have one last question. Do we have any spirits with us this morning that would like to come forward and talk with us? I still see Nancy's face and she's smiling. She's got that beautiful smile. She's more stronger now than before. I see, meaning she's more vivid now. She's like closer and more vivid, where he's behind her now and kind of just, I can still see him, but it's not as strong, it's not as vivid as before. Unsure. Okay. That's fine. Spirits, I just want you to know that I realize I'm the new kid on the block, and you know, there's a lot of you that sadly have passed on and that were from this area. And I just want you to know that I am not here, and I promise you, I will never put you in harm's way. I will never be here to be harmful to you. I'm just a person that was born with a gift, and I just come up, and when I'm being drawn, when I'm being pulled to come up and have conversations. So you don't have to be weary. You don't have to be fearful. And that's perfectly fine that you're unsure. That's perfectly fine. The one thing is, I will never force any spirits to come forward. If they want to come forward, they'll come forward. If they don't, we'll have mornings like we had this morning. I do believe Nancy did come forward a few times. I believe that, but I am going to ask my spirit guides if I'm correct in that thinking. Spirit guides, I was just wondering, as you heard, I do believe that Nancy Guthrie did come forward a couple times this morning. Am I correct in that thinking? And sometimes I will use this to kind of verify my thoughts, to kind of verify what I'm thinking. And other times it'll be, you know, a little of both. we haven't used the Spirit Talker in a while. We may use that soon, but I really do like the SPI. And again, I ask that you all give me your thoughts on it. If you are enjoying this app and this tool, and also too, I invite any of you that maybe there's somebody that you would like me to try to reach out to for you. I was feeling, I was being drawn up here, I was being pulled up here to have a conversation with you all this morning. It wasn't the one I thought it was going to be, but maybe this is their way of saying, hey, we need you to introduce yourself because you are the new kid on the block. And that's totally understandable. I get it. But yes, okay, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I did ask them if Nancy did come forward this morning a few times. Thank you so much, Nancy, for coming forward and speaking with us, dear. There are still so many unanswered questions, and I too think that I don't know why I was being drawn to ask that question if they had moved her or not. I do think that maybe someone just touched my finger. Thank you. I felt it under my ring, so it was weird, but it was there. It was a touch, and I'm gonna verify that. The spirits, did somebody just touch my finger? I felt like a light touch, like it almost felt like a bug was crawling, like a little bug, but there was nothing there. I did feel it though. I did feel that. They often will do that. Sometimes it's just out of curiosity. But I did feel that, so I'm not sure who it was. It could have been Nancy. It felt like a female's energy. It didn't feel, it wasn't cold. It felt like a female's energy. But yes, thank you. There are going to be mornings that we have mornings like this where it's not very active in conversation, and it's perfectly fine. And then there are going to be moments and conversations where I have a lot of them coming at me, and because spirits know, they can sense when somebody has abilities, and again, the way we think and process things in the spiritual world is very much like the way we think and process them in the physical world. You're new to a surrounding, you kind of stand back and you kind of just absorb and just kind of learn the person around you. And so, it's, and again, I feel too that depending on your atmosphere, depending on the environment, is also going to depend on the activity. So, but we're going to end it here. I'm just going to thank the spirits for coming forward this morning and my spiritual guides for being here and answering a couple questions about myself. I appreciate that. I don't usually do that. That's the first time I've ever done that, and it's not going to be a habit. So, but I just want to say thank you, spirits, for being here this morning. Thank you, Nancy, for coming forward a few times. And I don't know who that gentleman is, but he's kind of fading back further, so that means that he is starting to leave the conversation. I just want to say thank you for coming forward and introducing your energy, introducing your presence to me this morning. Maybe within time you will feel more comfortable sharing your name with me. I'm not going to rush anybody into doing that, but I just want to say thank you, spirits, for coming forward. Thank you to my spiritual guides for answering a few questions for me. And with that being said, we are going to close this out. So I just want to say that any spirits that maybe have been sitting around the campfire this morning, you're welcome. Thank you. You are not to stay. You are not to linger. When I end this conversation, you are to go. You are to leave. You are not to stay. You are not to linger. Again, thank you, spirit guides. Thank you for the spirits that came forward. Nancy, thank you so much, dear. And I hope that you will be able to come forward stronger next time and give us more answers to our questions that we have. And with that being said, we are done. We are ending this conversation. I send you off with love, light, peace, and joy, and nothing but positivity. And that's going to end that. And I'm going to end it right here. And I'm also going to go into the folder. See, right now it's only showing me the recordings for February and March. I don't know why it's not showing the recordings for today's session. It's got me puzzled. It's got me a little puzzled, and I don't know why. It's not bringing up the other sessions. But there's a couple just do the same thing. See? I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna have to look into the app a little bit more. It does give us maps. I'm not gonna show you though because it shows my location and I want to keep that private. But there, if you click on the maps, it shows you maps. Oh, there's two different types of sessions. I just tapped on Sam and it's showing me that one too. So we'll have to check that out and see what that's all about as well. Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna go. We've been up here an hour and 30 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Welcome to our new abode. And yeah, so it was a quiet morning. And you know what? I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm actually kind of glad about it because because you know this is my new home, and I like to start out slowly. Is it raining? No, but that was a gust of wind that just went by. That was weird. All right, guys, I love you all. Thank you all for joining us this morning. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel grow. We're still a very new channel, and the more subscribers we get, the more things that we'll be able to do here on this channel. And I look forward to growing this channel with you all. I look forward to sharing more experiences with you all. And yeah, so I'm sending you all love, light, peace, joy, positive vibes for a positive, wonderful day. And we will talk again real soon. And in the meantime, ciao for now.